My name's Lorene. I played the daughter in Dim Sum about 20 some odd years ago. Huh. Let's see, yes, how old was I? What, about 35, I think. Mm-hmm. Yes, I had a perm in that movie, and they gave me that perm every 3 weeks, just so we have continuity. My hair was a wreck by the time that film was over. And let me tell you, I have not had a perm since then. I got involved with Dim Sum because of Wayne. I knew Wayne. Initially, Wayne, Tara, and myself had a lot of meetings. And I think Tara is the one that's been given credit to write the script. She listened a lot as to, what home was like and what my life was like. And, so a lot of, I think a lot of the movie scenes are taken from, what we talked about. Then, Wayne came over and looked at our house, my mom's house. And I was living with her at that time. And he felt it was, quote unquote, the perfect place, It was organically what he was looking for. And he met my mom. I think he was quite enthralled by her and felt that we had an interesting story.
Hi, Mom.
Hi.
Those of us who are Chinese American girls and moms, it's not that interesting to us, but I think he saw it as a bigger interest, maybe to other people in terms of relationship. So that was his focus.
嗰部書好似唔係咁樣嘅係咪？
第一個 President United States 係邊個啊
George Washington 啊嘛。
Okay, very good.
And we were basically who we were. I mean, and he did a lot at that point in terms of observing. I think Wayne is a very good observer. My mom was born in China. Yeah, and she came here in 1947 as a picture bride and as somebody who never saw my father before she came. He picked her out of 4 pictures. I think one time I asked her why he picked her. And he goes, oh, I liked her eyes. She looked like her. She looked very sharp because of her eyes. In the movie, I was single and I was living at home. In real life, my mom, she was 64. At that point, I was single, dating.
Geraldine, I just told your mom. Mimi and her boyfriend have decided to get married right after the new year. It's going to be the leap year next year.
To be honest, I didn't really care for that character, Geraldine. She was a little too repressed for my taste, I kept on saying to Wayne, can I do something like break out and scream or something? Because I was like, ew. But he goes, just remember, you're not her. You're an actress. I go, well, yeah, right. I'm not an actress. It's driving me nuts.
Give me a drink too.
She totally lived her life by the wishes of her mom, where she quietly takes what's given to her, whether it's very directly, her mom says, well, you need to do this for me, or her mom's much more indirect and she can read her mom. She needs me to be around.
It was a nice weekend, wasn't it?
She probably wants me to live with her, after she gets married, and that's, Geraldine would probably abide by that if she could, convince her husband to do it, right? I'll tell you, my girlfriends who saw that movie afterwards, they're saying there's a pattern after you, but you don't act like that, you don't talk like that. And it was like, we wanted you to break out of whatever it was, go hit somebody or scream or swear or something. Like, I know.
Now just push these piles a little faster, ladies, and turn them over.
No potato chips in the game. Get out of there.
I had to see the film about 7 or 8 times before I had a distance from it. Then by the 8th time of seeing Dim Sum, I saw Geraldine as a character rather than someone that was myself. And to be very honest, I kind of looked at my interaction with my mom on a daily basis after that.
Ma.
I felt that the moments that Geraldine was with her mom or at home in the film was actually very accurate to what I did at home with my mom. I was pretty much the daughter, the one that pretty much agreed most of the time and did feel the burden of, having to be there for her. So it was not a stretch. My mom didn't speak the language, the English language, so Chinatown was our focus every day. All her shopping for food and people she saw every day were the people that were in that vicinity of Chinatown. I mean, I didn't see myself as necessarily part of anything else but that community.
She's real Chinese,
Yeah, you know what they say. You can take a girl out of Chinatown, but you can't take Chinatown out of a girl, huh?
After the movie, my brother used to have this joke. I went to Chinatown with the movie star, My mom, well, everybody would recognize her, right? Whomever went to see the movie. She loved it. I mean, it went on for years, you know what I mean? She likes performing. My mom has no fear about being in front of a camera. Wayne would call her, what was it, one take mama? It drove me kind of nuts, like, and I'm like, oh God. Like, sometimes you felt like, did this movie create a little monster? Then I would have to think about it. Well, you know what? She hasn't really had her due. She hasn't had a whole lot of known accomplishments. She sewed at a factory. Her life has been pretty mundane. So it was really good for her.
No, I go back, I want to be American.
Hey, just because you're not professionally trained doesn't mean that, you don't have it. And I think my mom's one of those people that innately has that quality of identifying with the character. My mom is a very tough lady. She has it in her spirit to overcome. Although I think that's one thing I'm seeing a change in. My mom's more the childlike person now. And I have to be the adult, I guess, in this case. Because, she is aged and she is frail. So in that sense, it's very different because from when we filmed Dim Sum, because at that point, is she okay? Right now we're at my mom's house, in the Richmond. I mean, actually, it's not her original house. She had to move to this flat because she could no longer get up to the bedrooms of the house where we filmed Dim Sum. After the movie, I got married, got a house, and had a kid. I think she was very happy. She never said it, but I think she was very happy I finally got married. Now I have my own home, but it's basically like 4 minutes to my mother's house. I felt the need to, when I got married, to be close to home. And being a parent has been a very interesting path, you know. When I had Lou, I had a woman friend that told me, I remember when you were in your 20s, I asked you if you're ever gonna have kids, and then your reply or your response was, I'm never having kids. No, thank you. Are you kidding? Da 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 da. And then she goes, and here you are, like, totally beside yourself, you know, with this kid and stuff. So I consider myself lucky there also. My mom's 84 now. One of the hardest things for all of us to deal with is the finality of it, that you will never see that person again in your living.
佢話我啲衰運咧就去晒啦，啲好運就嚟咯喎。原來60咧一轉嘅喎，咁我而家咪只得2歲，係嘛？
There's a Chinese saying that 要好生好死. It's good to have a good birth and a good death. This is kind of the last part of her journey. You know, it could be a long one or it could be in a short one. We can no longer be in denial that it's the last part. That's hard. What was really interesting was after the movie was made, the larger audience, they really identified with it. A lot of the women were like that, you know, who had immigrant parents who were basically immigrant themselves or first generation. They saw themselves in those roles. I guess in retrospect, it shows you what an impact it made on people. At that point, had never been a story about Asian Americans that was from our point of view, made by Asians, you know, had input from Asians, worked on by Asian Americans. We were doing something that was larger than what we were, you know, so it's pivotal. The film was pivotal.